All right. So jumping into this VOD, again, let me know if you have any questions as we're going. I think that like the main thing to focus on in this VOD is I guess positioning, and cooldown usage, but it's not something that is as clear and cold cut as like it was with the VOD yesterday. I think that you did a quite good job at times. You were quite often like on the right targets. It was all really good. I don't think I like thought once throughout watching this that you were like massively on a wrong target or anything like that. So like it looked really good throughout. And the other thing I'm going to preface this by saying is like I don't play a ton of Doom. So mechanic wise, like I can't necessarily, get you through to maybe where you want to be on that. But like, I know like the cooldown rotation and that sort of stuff. I just don't know like the crazy, tech. I know like the very obvious, like, jump at the end of your punch to make yourself go farther, going around walls, like jumping off of things to get higher, all that stuff. But, none of the, crazy mechanics. But, yeah, getting to this, so you do a fantastic job here at the beginning, getting the spoop off onto the soldier. I think the one thing that you could maybe do better, and throughout the VOD you'll see as we go in and talk about it, high ground on Doom is like vastly underrated. Like I said, you do a fantastic job booping this soldier off, but because you start on the low ground, you have to use 2 cooldowns to get to him. And it just makes it a little bit harder to get value consistently when you do that kind of stuff. If you start on the high ground, you can get a big seismic slam, or if you need to drop, you drop, punch someone, seismic slam out, all that stuff can be really useful. But yeah, like I said, this is a really good boop off into the soldier, really nice. Launch his ass. That was awesome. And I think your follow-up also is quite good. Like you helped out with the the Zen. You went towards where your Echo was getting dove or getting pushed. All really good. This Tracer kill, great stuff. You're with your Mercy, all really good. Echo kind of fed. That's not necessarily on you. I don't know what she was doing. But this is one of those moments where it could be useful to take that high ground, like I said. And again, as
the Echo was the Pharah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, this is one of those times where I think you could probably go through and starting on the high ground here could be really beneficial to you. Again, like you're doing like a good thing here. You're going in like that. That's awesome. But you do use the 2 cooldowns to get there, and that could be harmful to you later on. I think. Another thing, we saw what you just did there with the Junker Queen. So you, seismic slam past her, tried to punch her in. That's a really good mechanic. I love doing that. I think that is a really beneficial thing. I would try to avoid doing that with like the other tank, specifically like Junker Queens, like Zaryas, that kind of stuff. Because if you're not punching them at like a half-ish health area away from their team, it could just end up killing your teammates. Luckily, you just had like the Junkrat there, so it wasn't like detrimental. But in the future, like that could be something that could really hurt you if you do connect with the punch and stuff. Mercy went with an interesting res there. Honestly, like, I don't know. Sometimes like someone will just move barely, and like you're trying to predict them. I don't think it's wrong. Like you're gonna miss punches. Everyone's gonna miss punches. Like Zebra, the best Doom in the world, he misses punches. It happens. So just I guess coming down with like thinking about like what cooldowns the other player has left. If it's like a Moira, do they have fade? Should I punch them now? That sort of stuff. But it happens. Everyone misses punches. I noticed that as we go through here a lot, I can't think of a specific instance, but we'll see it quite a bit here. You might do it right here, yeah. So like right here on this soldier, right? So that tech you just used, like the seismic slam, without finishing it into the punch, like that is a really useful thing. But sometimes it can be a little more hurtful than it is useful, right? So like right now you're going for the soldier, like that's a solid way to like get to him quickly. He's by himself, all good. But I see you do it a couple other times where you're like you do it and there's other people like kind of in support of, you know, the soldier or whoever it may be you're going on to, and you got to kind of worry about that because then you're left solely with the block. And as good as block can be, it's not always the most reliable thing because, you know, you're not blocking your back and all that stuff. So just think about like when you're going in for the, like the seismic slam combo with the punch, like is it going to, you know, hurt me? This was a really good cancel onto the Moira, by the way. Good focus onto the Zen. Unfortunately, you didn't finish him, but that was really good. Just at the freaking end of your thing. Still really good focus though. You know, you're not getting really any help from your team until the end. I think you maybe could have pushed up here a little bit sooner. I don't think you would have been able to help that go. She's feeding her ass off, but I think if you go in there and, you know, maybe look for the staggers, plus like potentially trying to help her, you might be able to get the kills a little bit sooner. And, you know, worst case scenario, you do have ult. Like right here, so like that punch right there, you know, you do have all, which is great, and you're able to save yourself. But you aren't getting maximum value out of that, right? Like the only way that that play really pays off well for you is if you know, punch someone off the map there, or, you know, like get like a massive multiple person stun. Whereas like if you maybe punch in, try to hit the soldier, you know, you could maybe seismic slam out, or, you know, like if you don't have the ult. Yeah, for sure. No, I get that.
And then in the
Yeah, I feel you on that. It definitely wasn't like a horrific play. I'm not trying to like say that every time you do that it's wrong, or, you know, you can't, you know, feed on Doom, like, because Doom is one of those characters that it is beneficial sometimes to feed on. I don't think it's wrong to always do. I just think that sometimes when I was like watching through it, you know, you could get like a little more value out of just like hitting the seismic slam first and then punching, or, you know, like just punching in and seismic slamming out, like that sort of thing. Like it could be useful. Yeah, that definitely, especially when you have ult, like it's completely okay. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess you punched her turret and she avoided that. That's the only thing I can think of. That was kind of weird. Really good try onto the soldier there. Moira said down Mr. President and saved his ass. Junker Queen wanted you dead big time. She got what she wanted, but you guys, you know, they committed 2 onto you and stalled points, so that was a worthwhile death there, big time. I think you're doing a great job right here. You know, you're getting a lot of value with your punches. Your slam, unfortunately, is stopped by the wall a little bit, but like really good. I think the one thing you maybe could have done there, not related to like any of the major things I want to talk about, is just like kill the turrets on the ground, because there was like 1 or 2 that you kind of saw when she put the wall up. But, you know, other than that, you played that pretty flawlessly. Big pick from your junk. Similar there, you know, like that would have been like really nice if she's like a little bit lower on health, because you're punching her completely away from her team if you hit that. Like that's a good play. Just maybe wait until she's a little bit lower health. So that was good right there, like going for the soldier. I know the knife unfortunately cocked you. That's just, it happens. I think like always be thinking, especially like on like the dive tanks like the Doom, you know, like where is the, you know, the soldier going to be, like, because you're gonna be the one that has to contest him on the high ground, right? So like that was good. And I think you do a better job of it on 3rd point as well. You actually do quite a good job on second point of like trying to contest the high ground, but like not being able to like stay up there. That's the only thing. But you don't really have the support up there, so I get it. Could try to finish the Reaper. I think you could have probably blocked the soul. Like if right there, I know the Reaper's really low, so I get why you did what you did. But I think if you try to like turn around immediately, block Soldier, you might be able to get a punch off onto him and finish him because that Reaper's going to be hard to kill with just you on point. But yeah, that's that's the end of the round. It's nothing. Again, nothing major. That's going to be tough to really do anything. You're alone with their Mercy there. Good contest, unfortunately. Team's full in the back line. Not a whole lot you can do there. You know, I think at this point, just like doing your best to stay alive, which you know you're definitely trying. Team's just dying behind you. Any questions at all after the first round? I mean, we'll make real quick in case you do.
Ready for battle.
No mistakes, no mercy.
I grow tired of chasing you.
You're tired? Imagine me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. You know, like I said, like I'm not like the best Doom player. Like I know like what should be done generally on him and like the timing of it and everything, but yeah, definitely like watching people like Zebra, you know, watching those big time streamers who play Doom a lot and have the mechanics, that's always going to be beneficial for you. I think that's a great thing you're doing that. And I could be a little bit wrong for sure. Like I'm not, especially on Doomfist, like I'm not the end all be all like decision maker. You know, like I could be a little bit wrong about like the, you know, timing of things and like the seismic slam into the punch. Obviously, like I think it's a great thing to have in, but I think like sometimes it could be a little bit detrimental. But I could be wrong about that. So, you know, I think that's wonderful. You're watching them. I think that's a good thing. I think so. You do a really good job here of contesting this high ground once you know they get up there, and I think you get like 2 kills off the map this round, maybe more. I'm not even sure. You do a great job of that, but I think if you like again, if you try and start on the high ground, it's just going to make it a little bit easier for yourself because you know you have the ability to leave if you need to, but like force them to make you leave. Like it's just if they force you to leave with cooldowns, like that's just always going to be beneficial to your team. Good try on the Moira. That was nice. Nice punch to save yourself there. That was really good. This is all really good. Like the movement's really nice right now. You're getting huge punch connections. This is all awesome. There were a couple times too where you like boot someone down into the hole, and it was just like, it was awesome. That was really good stuff, because then they're just out of the fight. I think it's Reaper and Junker Queen maybe do it twice too. Can finish on with the Soldier with your Sombra and the Brig. All really good. This is nice. And you know, like you're the Junker Queen's on point, but like 3 versus 1, like they should be able to take care of it. Like that's on them. It's kind of amazing they didn't take care of it sooner. Yeah, all this is really good. Nice. Good follow up onto the hack. One thing to think about, and this is like with part of the cooldown management, you know, is so like Doom's block obviously is like a very defensive thing, right? Like you know, you go in, you know, they're doing a lot of damage to you, block, you completely mitigate all that damage. Like it's great. I think that you could utilize it offensively a little bit more. And I don't know maybe the best way to do it. That's something where, you know, like Zebra or whatever, you know. One second. Apologies, my girlfriend. Or 1 second. Sorry, my cousin was talking to me. Anyway, yeah. So offensively, you know, I think you could use a little bit. Now, like I said, you know, I think I left off with like that might be best shown by like someone like a Zebra or whoever is like the, you know, best Doom that you like watching. But I think that there's probably some utilization, especially when you're playing against like Soldier, Junker Queen, you know, Moira, who like they all kind of have like a reason to shoot you at range, or like, you know, like Moira wants to keep up her, you know, heal ability, so she's gonna suck you a little bit, right? And she has the orb as well, so like that's gonna do something. And you know, Soldier's gonna be poking at range, you know, any range DPS. Junker Queen, you know, she can be tossing knives, all that stuff. So I think like when you see things like that, you could probably utilize it more offensively. So like use block, you know, then maybe you look for a big punch, and if you connect, you maybe regress with the seismic slam, maybe something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the combo might be there, but I think that's something you could definitely utilize more. I feel like when I've played Doom recently, like the little bit that I have, I feel like I've tried to utilize it offensively too, like when I'm going into like someone like a Soldier. That ult could have been so fat. I don't know. Maybe you maybe wait for like a cooldown, like a, you know, you see Fade or Wraith, or you know, like see Junker Queen use her shout.
It's just terrible.
True. It is a terrible ult. It is a terrible ult. But I think the big thing that you get out of Doomfist ult is like the slow part, right? Like obviously like it's not great for the kills, but like if you see like, you know, Fade, Wraith, Junker Queen shout used out, like then you might be able to slow them, and you and your team together then can follow up like really big on that. But yeah, more times than not, you are going to be using it as escape, obviously. Nice damage. Unfortunately, you get up to the Soldier. I like the idea though. Following up on that damage, nice. Unfortunate, just the timing of the ult, or the abilities. This was really nice onto the Moira. That was massive kill. This was, I think this is where you punch him into the well. That's huge. Like that's massive. Like that set it up so like you guys could recontest, right? So again, this, like if you're in like a comp game, it's gonna be harder to know all this stuff. But like you definitely could have recontested this. Teammates coming back, you know, your Sombra's right here, your Moira's in Fade range, you know. I do think that you could have recontested this, given that they're only like halfway. You know, you don't have cooldowns, but like you maybe either seismic slam in, you know, like look away so you don't get a headshot sort of thing. But as of right now, like Briggs the only one on point. Reaper TP and back, like I think you maybe are able to recontest this. And when I say recontest, I meant before they cap, obviously. Really good engage though afterwards. I like trying to contest Soldier. You got him up high ground. That was really nice. I like to attempt to finish him. Obviously died before you got it off. This is a nice punch off the map. Love all that. That's great. I like the attempt to follow up there. I think that's maybe one of those moments where like you could maybe get like away with offensively using it. Again, I don't know exactly what would have been best, like cooldown timing wise, like what would have been best to use first, because they wouldn't have been shooting at you like at a distance because your Sombra was the one in. But I think maybe like you seismic slam in or punch in, whichever one.
Was pretty good with block.
Absolutely.
My knowledge.
Yeah.
Seismic slam in, you block it, then if you're gonna be
Yeah. So what I was kind of thinking, and that might be like the perfect like way to think about it. What I was kind of thinking is maybe you punch in. Again, I could be wrong with this. You maybe punch in, use block, seismic slam out, punch back, if that makes sense. And I'm not sure if that'd be best, but like that seems like a rotation that could work pretty well there because you'd be charged up again, right? Like if you seismic slam in, get a little bit of damage off, block, you know, you're getting cooldowns out while that's happening too. I don't know if that's best, but that's something maybe to think about too.
It does. Like when I first started
Yeah. Yeah, I think both those options, the one you explained, you know, that one also would be probably pretty great. Really nice ult. You completely, like that ult was perfect. Again, like you don't get kills with it, but like, and you know, you said Doomfist ult sucks, which I agree with, but you slow them down there, you completely stop the push from happening with the rally. I think that's awesome. That was like a perfect use of ult. Brig just feeds. I think you cancel Reaper ult here. Or no, you do it later. Yeah, that was good. I like the attempt onto the Mercy. That could have been really nice. Good cancel. I like the attempt to follow up too. You know, your team just kind of got pushed back, unfortunately. I mean, maybe you followed it up. Maybe you could have followed up a little quicker, but like you did it almost immediately. I don't think there was much else you could have done there. That was really good. Team gets a big pick on the Moira. Nice. This is nice on the Mercy. Love to see that. Unfortunate. Still really good stuff though. Obviously like Doom's a super aggressive tank, but I think it was nice how I saw like there were moments of time where you did peel back, right? Like someone might be on your back line sort of thing and you kind of peel back. You don't always want to do that, and I think you kind of found a pretty solid balance of like when to go back versus when to stay in. Like that was good. Now, I did mention the high ground on both points so far. I think this is the one where we really see it. So one, I think you want to start trying to go to the high ground here at the beginning, but you do go to the high ground, which is great. You see them all go up there, you go to the high ground, great. Now, here's my thing, and you'll see it. You go to the high ground, right, and you hard carry. Like you were pretty much the entire reason your team wins these fights right here coming up shortly. It's because they all come to the high ground. You know, you're up here. Like it's just so nice for Doom. Like it's so hard for them to get you off of this high ground, and even if they do, you know, you can leave like quickly, very quickly. It's so good that you're contested this high ground. I love to see it. You get like massive punches, you're getting kills, you know, you're forcing all kinds of cooldowns out. The whole thing is great. I love that. And the entire time there's 4 of them up there with just you, and they can't do anything. They can't kill you. That's why high ground for Doom is so underrated, because like if they drop, you have a great place to engage from. If they don't drop, they can't kill you. They have to hit like all kinds of crazy cooldowns to kill you. That was really good. I love to see that. Right here, no more use fade earlier. Sorry, I was incorrect. No more use it. Yeah. So you go for ult here, but you land on like in where the Moira is, but go for the Junker Queen. You definitely could have killed the Moira there. That was one thing I noticed. Like you definitely could have murdered the Moira there. You slowed her, and she didn't have her cooldown back yet. Absolutely go for her instead of the Queen. Queen's just so hard to kill. If she has supports alive, like she's almost never the main target, you know? This is one of those moments where it was really good peel, like I mentioned earlier. You know, your Kiriko's up with you. Trin Queen came up, got a swing off. You saved her life. She dies if you don't do that. That was great. This is kind of a tough scenario. Just stalling. Nothing you do there. Nice punch. Big value. Definitely want to be contesting this soldier a little bit sooner. You know, I just praised like how you were like doing a great job on the high ground. In this scenario, you know, like there's only two people who can really contest the soldier heavily, and it's you and Alari. Sorry, I couldn't think of her name. You know, she has the range on him. She can definitely kill him, but she has to hit shots in order to do that. Whereas like you have the ability to just screw him up.
Oh wait, no, that's every.
But yeah, I think you definitely need to contest him a little bit sooner. This was a really good kill on Moira though. Unfortunately, you guys get ulted by her. You can only cancel one of the ults, unfortunately, and they end up using all three. It's quite unfortunate for you. Good job getting out of the Reaper before he can kill you and the tire goes off. That's nice. But again, like this whole time, you know, like soldiers kind of wrecking havoc on that high ground, right? Get the kill on him. That's great. Power block is perfectly timed. Save yourself. That's one where you want to be a little bit careful, you know, punching the queen back into your team. That could have been bad. Solid peel this time though. Yeah, this is kind of a lost fight at this point, unfortunately. The team's kind of just staggering in a little bit. You're not dying, which is good, but you know, you're not going to be able to get too much value because your team's just kind of dying as they come in. Luckily, Soldier's not on high ground here to start. Good try on the follow-up of that. Obviously a little bit late, unfortunately, on the Moira, but it was a good try on the follow-up. Good follow-up inside here as well. That was nice. Now someone like a Zebra, you know, or I just keep using Zebra because he's like the most popular one that I've watched. He definitely would be trying to take the high ground here, you know. Like I know you weren't moving right away, but he would definitely be trying to take the high ground here to start. And you know, you can take the space, and that's like the conventional thing to do on the tank is like you want to take the space to force away cooldowns from them to get in. But if you do start on the high ground here, like they can't contest you, and you just have such a good place to engage from. Great Kiriko ult, obviously. Almost canceled the freaking Mercy ult. That would have been awesome. I don't mind the ult to get back to point. Nice follow up onto Reaper. Unfortunate he doesn't die right away. I really like the focus on the Moira. Unfortunate no one's there to help you. It just stinks. Doing a great job on the Moira though. I mean, you did a good job of waiting for her cooldown and just getting on her. Sometimes you just can't finish her. But yeah, that is all. Yeah, I think you did quite a solid job. I'll end the stream now and we can talk real quick. Let me go ahead and do that.